Very good. Yes, you are absolutely right. Dominant alleles or dominant genes, they express themselves. And furthermore, the dominant genes and dominant alleles, they are further class of. Okay, sorry, better for interruption. Better sorry for interruption. Again, I'm moving towards my topic. As we know that the dominant genes and the dominant allele, when we talk about the dominant genes and the dominant allele, like the dominant genes means they can express themselves and the recessive alleles means they cannot express themselves. That's why they are called as recessive. But when we further divide the dominant and recessives, you must keep one thing in your mind, madam. Dominant gene or dominant allele, they are expressive. They are expressive means they express itself. Okay, they are expressive in both cases, both conditions, both conditions. What do you mean by the both conditions? Like uh, in homozygous form, they might be in the same paired or different pair. Homozygous form and in heterozygous form. There are two forms of a dominant gene, but recessive, when we talk about the recessive genes, they are still expressive when they are in the form of homozygous form. Okay, so how can I say that the recessive, when we talk about the recessive, like the recessive genes, the recessive gene, they are only expressive in the form of homozygous condition. But do you have any idea of homozygous condition or homozygous form or heterozygous form? Do you have any idea about it? Hello? Can you listen to me? So, I'm just moving towards the homozygous form. Let's suppose there are two genes. I have a gene, mostly the dominant genes, they are expressed in capital letter. Like this is AA and this is small a. Or I'm just writing here capital D, capital T, and small t. Now there are two types of alleles, and they both are basically the genes or alleles of what? Basically, these both are the genes or allele of what? They both are the genes of and allele of what? They are the dominant and recessive genes. But what do you mean by that? When you talk about it, on the left hand side, this is the dominant homozygous gene or dominant homozygous allele. Dominant gene, and this is what the small t, this is what recessive gene. So my dear student, you may see that these two substances like the capital T and capital T and small t, they are same. If the genes they are found in the same type of structure, they are called homozygous. So they both are homozygous. But when they both react to one another, what will happen? when they join together in a zygote, definitely half of the genes from dominant side and half of the gene from the recessive side will be shifted here, and the half of the genes when they shift here, they make what? They make capital T and small t. Now this is what? This is hybrid. This is hybrid or heterozygous. This is hybrid or heterozygous, but this is heterozygous still. This is dominant. This is heterozygous because it has different type of genes. That's why this is called hetero. Zygous means group. They are making the different genes, but they are the heterozygous dominant genes. And these capital T, and small t, they both are the genes of height. These both are the genes of height. Like this is the tall height, and this is the short height plants. Like the tall height and short height, which is also called the dwarfism. So the concept is that they both representing the one character, that is the height. This is the tall height and this is the short height. So this is basically the gene of height and this is also the gene of height. So the capital T is the alternative of small t, and small t is the alternative of capital T, capital T. They both are alternate to one another because they are responsible to produce the height, and this height might be tall and short, and this tall and short height basically they both are the alternate to one another. Might be the organism will be tall height organism or the short height tall organism, but when they both combine in a zygote, half of the genes, definitely the zygote keeps half of the genes. The capital T, the half of the gene will be transferred from this side and half of the gene will be transferred from this side, and when they both react together they form heterozygous, but they also produce the same one of the character. Let's suppose if this zygote is also producing the tall height structure, now this type of structure is called what? This is the F2 generation character, and this tall height structure has repeated itself. So the character which repeats itself, this is called dominant. Let's suppose if the zygote is short height, all of the zygote that are producing by the help of capital D and small t, if they are short height, what does it mean? It means they are uh, the small t are the dominant genes on that condition. So these are the few terminologies like homozygous, heterozygous, homozygous dominant, heterozygous dominant, homozygous recessive, and these are the terms which are used in that condition. The most important thing that you must keep in your mind, beta, when you are going to study cell division, you must have, or when you are going to study the genetics, you must keep to study the cell division. Let's suppose this is the one cell. I'm just going to highlight it. This is the one cell. This is also the one cell. Okay, this cell keeps 46 chromosome. Like this is the cell of human body, and this is also the cell of human body. But when this cell divides, when its cell divides and it produces the two more cells or its copy, like these are the copies of the cells, and still there are only 46 chromosomes. So such kind of cell division is called mitosis or growth cell division. This type of cell division is called mitosis. Why it is called mitosis? Because this is only producing in the growth cells, and this is the cell division in which the number of chromosomes are same in the mother cell or the parent cell Like this is the mother cell. This is called the mother cell, and this is called the daughter cells. In the mother cells and in the daughter cells, these are the substances. They have the same number of chromosomes. But what happens when the cell divides and the chromosome numbers become half, reduced? Like what is the half number of 46? That is 23. That is 23. Now this 23, when the number of chromosomes in the mother cell and daughter cell, they become half, such kind of cell division, this is called meiosis, which is also called reductional cell division or sex cell division, which only happens in germ cells or gametes, which are sperm cells and ovum.
Mhm.
Okay. Now the mitosis is a common, it is also called the growth cell division because it is used to multiplicate or increase the quantity of same type of cells, and this type of cell division is will also help us to produce cloning. Okay. Now this type of cell division like mitosis is very much helpful in cloning. Cloning is what? Cloning means to make the Xerox copy. Okay. Cloning. But when talk about the meiosis in genetics, it is very much helpful, and it will also help us to understand the concept of mutation, means the genetic variation. So in this lecture, what you have studied the basic terminologies. Number one, the genetic starts with the definition of the genetic material, means the transfer of gene from one organism to another organism. So in which new characters are produced, but these new characters, they are very much similar to their parents, and in that condition we have the role of meiosis. Like for example, I'm just going to give one example here. My father's sperm cell keeps the 46 chromosome, and my mother ovum, it also keep the 46 chromosome, because in our previous classes we have also studied in variation and classification. Each organism keeps, each species keeps a special number of or a specific number of chromosomes. Like this is the sperm and ovum. They, when they both combine without reducing their number, what will happen? The zygote will keep more than 46 chromosome, like that would be 92 chromosome, and the 92 chromosome organism will be another species, but it does not have the same structures like the mother and father. So it is very much necessary the sperm cell, the mature sperm cell must produce the 23 chromosomes, and the ovum must produce the 23 chromosomes in their copies, and when these copies join together, they make what? They make a zygote, and 23 and 23 when they fuse together, they again make the 46 chromosome. So meiosis is very much necessary and important in our daily routine, just to understand the concept of it. So beta, when you talk about this thing, you must understand these concepts. Like we have studied about the chromosomes. uh, these are the condensed form of DNA made up of a string of genes. A gene is a special and specific part of DNA, which codes for protein, and how proteins are produced. The DNA makes its message in the form of messenger RNA. This process is called DNA transcription, and when DNA transcribed itself to make messenger RNA, this messenger RNA is released into the cytoplasm, which attaches with the ribosomes, and these ribosomes can call the transfer RNA, and these transfer RNA and messenger RNA, they join together and they make a special number of chain of the amino acids, and these amino acids when combined together, they make what? They make proteins. Got it? Next thing, these proteins are the cell regulator. They regulate the cell structure. Along with that, we have also studied that a chromosome keeps the chromatids, and these chromatids make its copy by the help of DNA replication. Before cell division of meiosis, they make the DNA replication, and they make what they make, the chromatid replication form or clone form, and this clone form of chromatid is called daughter chromatid. And these two chromatids, when they join together, the center, the position where they join, this is called centromere. And the most important structure, they are both the Xerox copies or clone copies to one another. So there are two types of cell divisions involved in the field of genetics. One is called mitosis, which is also called somatic cell division or growth cell division, because it only happens in the to multiplicate or increase the quantity of the cells. But in case of meiosis, it is called reductional cell division or sex cell division, sex cell or gamete producing cell division, which is called sperm and ovum. The structure of inside of the nucleus, this is called what? This is called karyotype, because karyo means nucleus and the type of the nucleus means how much quantity of chromosomes are there and how much quantity of the DNA molecules are there. This is called karyotype. Okay, on the basis of that structure, in my last class that I have also introduced here, the chromosomes in our body, like we have the 46 chromosome. Another thing, the 46 chromosome, let's suppose my father body keeps the 46 chromosome, my mother also keep the 46 chromosomes, and when these 46 chromosome will make a zygote of my body, what will happen? They must be reduced by the help of cell division. Like their 46 chromosome must be 23, and my mother ovum chromosome they must also be reduced to make 23. But these 46 chromosomes, they are found in that structure. Like the my father chromosomes, like this is called XXX, because they are very much similar to one another. XXX, they are responsible to produce different kind of genes and to make different kind of genetic materials and genetic characters, but not the genders. Now these 44 chromosomes, they are same, but they are not responsible in gender formation. But there are two chromosomes in my father body or father cells, which is called X and Y. They are called the sex chromosome. And these 44 chromosomes, they are called autosomes. They are called autosomes. Okay, these 44 chromosomes, which are responsible for different characters but not the gender, they are called autosomes. And these two characters, they are called sex cell chromosome or sex chromosome. So my dear student, what is the main logical part that you must need to understand here? These two chromosomes in a parent, they are called homologous chromosome. Okay, they are these combination of these two chromosomes, they are called homologous chromosome. But in case of mother, the structure of the homologous chromosome is entirely different. Like this is X X X X X X X X X X X X. In the mother, these chromosomes, they are X X X X X. These are also the 44 chromosomes, and these 44 chromosomes are autosomes. I'm writing AUT and dot S. These are the autosomes. Okay, but what about the next last two chromosome, where they are called sex chromosome? In the females, they have only XX chromosome. While The sperm and ovum, let's suppose these 23 chromosomes. My father has produced the 23 chromosomes, 44 chromosomes. Like these 44 chromosomes, they will become 21. And the last chromosome, that is X. And my mother has no choice. She has only 21 chromosome, and the last chromosome in the reduced form, that is X. When they both join together, what will happen again? They will again 22 chromosomes. Sorry, the 22 chromosome and the last one is X, and these 22 and 22, they will make 46 chromosome. And but what will happen? The zygote will keep the X and X chromosome, so the baby will be produced. That baby will be considered my sister because it has XX chromosome. But in case of my father, if it is in case of X, my father releases the Y chromosome in the mature sperm, then what will happen? The baby will produce, it will keep what? It will keep X and Y chromosome. Now this X and Y chromosome will be regarded as my brother. Now that's why they are called gender chromosome or sex chromosome. Why? Because of their gender formation structures. That was about today class, and you what you need to do, just you need to understand the concept that behind us, the lines, and these are the lines of the genetics, means the transformation of the material. So we have also understood. Now this is the karyogram or karyotype. Karyogram or karyogram type means this is the genetic informative characteristic. Like these are the chromosomes, the first pair, second pair, third, fourth, because we have 23 pairs and each pair keeps the two chromosomes. Now this, there are how many chromosomes we have? We have 46 chromosomes. And by the help of that condition, they produce different kind of characteristics, like the male and female. Like the female produce the X and X chromosome, and the male produce might be X or Y. And it's up to the chance and by God and on the will of Allah. Allah is a creator who has the supremacy to produce that. This X, when this X will react with this system, it will produce a male. When this X will produce with this Y, sorry, when this X will react with this X or chromosome or sperm, it will produce the female. And when this X will produce by the female and it will react with this Y chromosome, this will be regarded as a male, because females don't have the choice. But in our society, what happens when after marriage, when a lady give birth a daughter, all of the society just blame on her that this is your fault and this is your body fault that you are just producing daughter. But it's not the fault of the female, this is the fault of the male, because male has the choice, he can produce X or Y chromosome. But in case of female, she has only choice to produce X chromosome in its gender form. Okay. Now, inshallah, tomorrow we are studying the genetic codes, and these genetic codes will help you to understand the basic concept, and it will also help you to understand of genetic structure. Inshallah, I'm uploading that lecture on my YouTube channel. You can also revise your class by the help of that lecture. Is there any problem regarding it? I'm here to solve. यहाँ तक चीज बेटा समझ में आ गई आपको?
Yes.
ओके। अब आपको ये क्या करना है, ये 4 से 5 मरतबा दोबारा आपको क्या करना है, पढ़ना है। अगर आप इसको आराम से पढ़ ले तो इट मीन्स यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड इट। चलो, वी आर मीटिंग टुमारो and we will have the things, okay, and I will just also inform you, अगर मेरे पास कल क्लास के अंदर ही अगर कोई हमारे पास वो हो जाता है ना कि